This is Drop Tent Media Network.
What's up? Welcome to Aunt Peggy's Parlor. I'm going to be honest with you. The first couple episodes were recorded probably a couple months in advance, so some of the references are weird. This first one's with Ryan Shaner. Please keep listening because we're having fun. It'll be great. I love you. I'm Aunt Peggy. Welcome to my parlor. Just called Chillin' with Your Auntie. It's definitely not that one. I like whiskey. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you what the flavors are. It's whiskey. It burns my mouth and makes my tummy feel good. God, you really are the dumbest person I've ever met.
I've seen you with some girls you've been hooking up with that you definitely lied straight to their face, but okay.
No, I meant it.
He kicked it. He did die. He died. I think G's and Q's look a lot alike when they're lowercase. So in my mind, I honestly will say parlor rules. I want the donkey.
Where do you think the water's coming from?
I don't know. The toilet. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Peggy.
to Aunt Peggy's Parlor. We finally locked down a name. We've done two where I was like, I don't know, this could be. It was the Untitled Aunt Peggy Project.
Sick.
And we were going up through names, and Neil was like, Parlor. And I'm like, it kind of fits.
Pretty good.
Because I like a good smoking lounge.
This is great.
And a parlor could also be a funeral home.
I mean, it's the double entendre.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so there.
It's right
so
there.
You could have called this Cool Casket with Peggy. Over here.
Cool
The
casket.
Cool Casket.
When you need something that makes you cool down.
And then at the
In
end,
the ground.
you could be like, casket closed. Hit a button. And
Yeah.
do they do the button thing anymore?
And lower it down.
The button that lowers it down? Do
So,
they do that?
like at a cemetery?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's sometimes it's a crane, but yeah, it's a mechanical thing that lowers you down. But what you might be thinking of is like a lot of old school funeral homes, like in South Philly or where it's row homes. They have a specific elevator for the casket so that you can bring it up from the morgue to the living room. Yeah. So it's not like an elevator. It's literally just enough for. So I think that is probably the image you have is probably that from like a movie or something.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
I thought, because I've seen movies where it's like the casket is like at the cemetery and then someone like taps their foot on a thing and then it lowers it in with like the belts going in. I didn't know that there is funeral homes with fucking cool
think about it. We're in a
caskets.
row home right now, right?
Yeah.
Every South Philly, like every Philly funeral home is a row home. So it's like, how would you wouldn't be able to get a casket upstairs. So
I didn't think,
they have a lift.
Yeah,
I mean, you could figure it out.
Dude, you'd be able to get the casket upstairs. You just got to have 3 strong friends, and that's the way. And then you give them pizza at the end.
Yeah,
it's very easy to move.
It feels like you are equating a casket to moving out of a row home.
That's exactly. It's like I got 3. I know they're small though. They're baby caskets. They're not that heavy. They're babies.
Surprisingly, I think they're kind of heavy too.
I know they are.
Yeah.
They are. I actually, my friend's mom worked at a cemetery for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think they had like a funeral parlor attached to it.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
I remember she was like, me and my buddy Sean were there. She was closing up and we were like getting in caskets just to see how they were. And there was a legitimate baby casket. And I was like, oh, sad. But then there was a youth casket.
Yeah, that's even.
Which is even.
Also weird that we say it like that.
Yeah,
youth. Because it's like youth is like I don't know. You think of like youth like novels, like adult. I don't know. Like wait, what is that? It's
young adult.
Young adult.
Young adult. Casket.
I wanted to say youth adult casket. Young adult casket sounds.
Can I get a book for a man child, please? Can I get man children caskets?
I love how I was like, I am talking about the name, but I was like, we're not going to talk about the funeral home at all. First thing, of course, was Shane.
Well, no, that's my fault.
I introduce you, but I'm sure people are only here because they know who you are. You are Ryan Shaner.
I sure am.
You are drinking water, but I think we can cheers. A little cilantro.
You know what? That's bad luck, and I've had
really
the
bad
most
luck. Okay,
bad luck today.
I'm cheating.
I don't want any fucking more of it.
All right, I'll cheers to Neil.
Holy
We're
shit.
having some tequila.
Dude, my girlfriend is moving in.
She's moving into your place.
Moving into my place.
Whoa, I can't believe it's gone. You are a 0 to 60 every time.
Well, look.
How long has it been?
It's been 4 months. 4 months. But I'll say this, it wasn't like I was like, yo, move in with me.
Yeah.
What happened was my roommate was moving out and her lease was getting up.
Oh,
so it was like
it's convenient.
It was. And she was like, she lived in Tom's River. So going there was crazy.
Yep.
Her coming to me, it was just like, it worked out. And she works.
Does she work in the city?
No, she works remotely for the most part, but then she travels for work too. So she's close to an airport. You know, she doesn't have to like work in an office. So it all worked out. But,
so is she taking over Jeff's room as like
yeah, we repainted it. We made it. No, she's gonna have where my room was. Oh. So my room, that's her fucking all of her crap, and then that middle room is where all my cool stuff used to go. and then where Jeff's room was is now the bedroom because I gave Jeff the bigger bedroom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that.
I try to be nice to everybody.
Also, you wanted to make him pay more?
No, I didn't make him pay more.
God, you really are the dumbest person I've ever met. That is like the only reason you do that.
You know what it is? It's not about the money for me.
Yeah.
Even though it should totally be about the money. I need it.
I feel like it's funny. It's like I think we're living in such an inflated world that it used to be that was like the joke about New York couples. It's like you moved in less than 6 months because everybody was on a year lease.
Sure.
And you're eventually like, oh, wait, we're basically only at our apartment, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I think now the world is that. So it's like, even if you live in Philly or Tom's River, how did you guys even meet?
We met at, so weirdly enough, I was on the way to a Tinder date. I was on the way to
You stopped off in Tom's River?
No. She was in Philly. I didn't know she was. Yeah. I was like, I gotta look. If I'm going to Tom's River for a Tinder date, it's a Tinder fuck. I'm not going all that way.
There's only two things you go to Tom's River for: the youth baseball and the fucking.
That's the only thing you go there for. It's what it's known for. It's called Tom's Jizzer. Yeah. That's what everyone knows it.
Yeah, actually, Tom was a woman and her river was squirting.
It was Tommy. Tommy. But yeah, I was on the way to like just a random one-off Tinder date, and as I was walking down the street, I saw Jamie Pappas, and she was fucking doing a don't tell on Passyunk. And when I walked by, she was like, hey, where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm going on a Tinder date. She's like, well, if it doesn't go well or whatever, when you're done, just come back and hang out. So I did after the date. And then she was like, do you want to do a spot? And I did. And she was in the crowd. And that was pretty much it. Pretty much it. So yeah, that's how that was in December. So
that's great.
Now she's moved in with the most amount of shit I have ever seen in my motherfucking life.
Thank God you have a whole house.
No, this is what blows my motherfucking mind. I have lived at that place for 13 years and I haven't accumulated that much stuff. She lived in this apartment in Tom's River for almost 2. The amount of shit is it
a lot of clothes?
Clothes, things, knickknacks, bric-a-brac. Bric-a-brac. I'm about to fucking smash my head with a bric-a-brac right now. It's just so much. And it's not like, I'm not talking shit on her. It was just like, when we got it all in the house, I was like, holy fuck. This is just so much shit. And then it's moving shit to move shit.
Yeah.
To move shit.
I mean, you do not have a lot of items. I mean, I've hung out with you probably for the first couple years every day, and you wore the same outfit.
Yeah.
And the only thing in your house that has like a bunch of stuff is your artwork.
Yeah.
Would you hate yourself a little bit so I could see, like, would you just put in the basement?
Yeah.
I don't even need to see it. I don't need to see this artwork.
Though I would have put a lot of stuff in the basement, but the basement it floods every now and again.
Oh, right.
So like I just didn't want to put anything down there that would get ruined. And that also was like, I just would do it and just hang it on the wall. So it just was off the floor and out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, so much shit.
It's tough.
So much shit.
I've thought about that, like, because over the years, obviously, I've moved so many times, but I would always like at some point move home to like my parents' house and like bring stuff. And so when my mom died, my sister Beth went through all the things and then brought me just boxes of stuff. And I'm like, this is why you have parents with extra storage. Like your old journals should just be living in your parents. I don't want to.
Old journals.
Old journals. Old, like, well, I don't have a journal. It was like, a notepad.
Are you there, God? It's Peggy.
It's me, Margaret. Yes, Beth, youth adult. Although I just got a list.
Yeah,
I turned into little fat Peggy. And with you there, God, I love you. I didn't even have a list as a child, but I do now. No,
I hope it doesn't go away.
That's my new thing. Everyone's like, Peggy got really funny. She does a list thing.
No, this is not how I normally talk.
This is who I am. Everyone just thinks she's drunk. And I'm like, no, it's just my tongue. I bit my tongue talking to Shayner one night.
That is an irrational fear I have because I've watched small like documentaries about people who have got into an accident and had a head injury.
Yeah.
And then they wake up with a different accent or they like stutter or they have something that like totally fucks up their whole thing. And I just like would hate if I like got hurt and then it was just like, oh my God. Like,
no, you would just be Tom Shader. It would just be your dad.
That would be fucking great, dude.
You also remember war stories he didn't even tell you. You got knocked into your dad's consciousness. Wait, that made me think of, have you guys ever heard this? I think it was a This American Life or it was a podcast way back before podcasts were like as it is. And it was a guy that got a brain tumor and turned into a pedophile?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I do know about this.
I was like,
and he got acquitted because he sued the doctors.
Yeah, they didn't realize.
They didn't realize it.
Oh my God. But could you imagine? That is like the literal worst thing that
you know what?
Also, I'm like, please study that brain and whatever that thing is, because could you go in and do the opposite? Like, in old cartoons where it's like you get a bump, it's like, well, if you bump in the back way, it'll like.
So you think we should just take pedophiles and start doing surgery and experiments?
Wouldn't you want that? I'm sorry. If okay, I don't have I have had a pretty good life, but I have some fucked up body images. If a doctor could go in and go doop 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 doop, and that whole part of my brain was gone, I would pay anything. I would sell my house right now and be like, please make me happy. It's got real sad. So sorry.
All right, Miss O'Leary, we're going to be able to make your body image be exactly.
I like that you're a 1920s doctor.
Oh my God. We've got a whole new surgery here.
It just turns out I'm getting a lobotomy.
No, look what we're going to do. We're going to take out the back cortex of your brain. You're going to think that you're amazing looking. The only side effect is you will want to fuck youths. Now, you're going to have to stay away from playgrounds. Chuck E. Cheese, McDonald's play places, all the big things. Don't go there.
I wouldn't want that.
But that's the side effect. That's the side effect. That's the side effect of any type of brain surgery. I'm sure, like, you'll just have to worry about it.
But I'm saying in the opposite, right? So if you're a pedophile that really wants to be reformed, right? Because there have to be. I mean, it is literally probably. This got real intense. I don't know why.
Can you also say, hypothetically, you're a pedophile that wants to be really? You're a pedophile. You want to be reformed.
All right. You're hypothetically, you have some weird thoughts.
Label me.
You have accidentally downloaded some things that the FBI.
Accidentally, you're a pedophile. You didn't accidentally download.
But if you could have a surgery to redo it, right? I think that a lot of them, I would think a government should go in, like a cool government, like, how, didn't Brazil do that drug thing where they just gave, what was the, you decriminalized drugs. I think it's Brazil.
You're thinking Seattle.
In the 90s. That was called the grunge phase.
Yeah.
No, but it was like, they did a whole government decriminalized narcotics.
Okay.
And supposedly it helped change like abuse of it or whatever. So
sure.
Like a Brazil type place.
Yeah, but it can only work in Brazil. It's beautiful.
Everyone looks like you. Everyone's a pedophile.
Everyone's hot. No one's worried
that's why I said a cool country.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that you moved in with a gal.
Yeah, that's great. It is. It's gonna be good. I think.
When was the last time you lived with a gal fan? The
Uh,
accent came back. The gal fan.
when was the last time you lived with somebody?
Um,
The last time was 2015. No, 2014 to 2016.
okay,
Yeah, that was the last time. But
it worked out.
I mean,
It worked out till it didn't work
it
out.
worked out. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
It worked out. But it's like she was looking at Alex, my girlfriend, was looking at buying a house in Philly, and like a lot of the places she was looking at were like not like the houses were like they had sparkling veneer, but then there was like shit just wildly wrong with them in every facet.
Yeah,
So,
and probably also like in a weird neighborhood
Yeah.
where you're like, oh no, this is West Kensington.
yeah,
Wait, because that's what Chance does. He goes into these houses that are like getting remade. So literally, I went with him today, and he's like, just lock the doors. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna be like 10 minutes in this house. Like, I'm not gonna get abducted. By the way, not the person people want to abduct.
Yeah,
I am too loud. I'm big. It's like I would just.
You know what? You don't give yourself enough credit. You know what it
Give
is?
me this self-esteem.
That's what you need the surgery for. It's like I could be abducted.
I
could be
abducted.
abducted. Yeah, you need that.
I
You need that
know.
abducted confidence.
I know, I do. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better in the last couple
think
years.
I mean, I think you're more radiant. I would say that you just have this glow about.
Oh my
you.
god,
A glow.
that's crazy.
You've got a glow about
It's a lot of cum on my face. I
Yeah,
think.
that's you've got a glaze.
I got a
about you.
glaze
You
about
got a glaze.
me.
No, it's not a glow. It's glaze.
Not a glow. It's glaze.
It's cum on my.
No, but yeah, that's what he does. And like he's like, these houses are the most beautiful inside, but outside it's like the windows are broken. Like,
but that's kind of how I would want a house, though. I would want my house to look like shit on the outside and then great on the inside.
Shaner, that's what you want for your insides.
Look,
you want to be. You don't need this handsome devilish charm of yours. You need to love yourself deep down.
Yeah, is that what I need?
Yeah, that's
if only I could see myself for who I am.
I could be a new bathroom.
I could be a totally new one.
We could have backsplash in
I'm
the
like
kitchen.
a bidet waiting to be turned on all the way. Right now, in that little poop stream, I need to be the full brand.
Okay, can we talk about a bidet? I will not. I said that really weird again. A bidet?
Everyone
don't. Okay, everyone loves it, right?
I'm not for it.
Okay, and I think probably health-wise, my thing is, I don't believe this water's clean.
Well, I mean, you don't believe toilet water is clean? What don't you believe?
Like, okay, for what I'm saying is it's like the guy roommates that used to live upstairs, they left the tushy or whatever. And chances you should use it. I'm like, no, because George, Ben, and you used it.
You think the water coming?
Is that not how it works?
Where do you think the water's coming from?
I don't know. The toilet.
It's just like a fucking bottle of spit that they've just been attaching to the bidet. What are you talking about?
As you said that out loud, I do understand that was the dumbest thing I've ever said.
That was so stupid.
Because it would be like, then in that same
what do you think it's just...
analogy, it'd be like every time you take a shower, it's like, well, whoever showered earlier.
Man, I don't want to shower this water. Where's this water coming from? Is it attached to the neighbors? Is this the neighbor's water? Ew.
I don't think I've ever said that thought out loud.
Wow, you really...
And I'm glad I did with you. Because I think Chance would have broken up with me. I say too many dumb things where sometimes he's like, it's actually troubling.
Wow.
It is troubling what you think sometimes.
You just couldn't take it anymore. It's like, that was a lie. That's fucking stupid. Hey, I can't throw it anymore. You break my fucking brain. What do you mean? Where's the water coming from?
I really did think it was reused
water. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why would it be reused water?
Yeah, why would it be reused?
I don't know.
But
I have a lot of issues with bathrooms. Like I don't need anybody to be near me. I always I know. But I'm saying like I always turn the water on. And because
you sound like you have a sleep paralysis demon in the bathroom with you at all times.
Kind of
like I sit down, the man in the hat's there. I can't move.
Now I'm gonna think about a man in the hat being there behind the curtain every time I'm in there.
Oh man,
Chan's like, why does the curtain keep going back and forth? He's gonna pop out.
Yeah, you gotta. You know what you need to do is like I used to think that every now and again I used to think about like pranking my girlfriend by putting a mannequin in the shower
Yeah.
and just like leaving it there and just seeing how mad she'd be if I were to do that.
Yeah.
But the worst part is like
At the expense of getting a mannequin.
one, yeah,
It's
they
so
are
expensive.
expensive. It's like, come on, let me do this prank that may ruin my entire relationship.
It should be affordable mannequins.
You know what? If I want to fuck this up, hey, come on.
Let me do it on a
Let
cheap.
me do it. Yeah, let me do it. Can I go to a Dollar Tree and get a mannequin? Just like a weird, just
Like,
deformed. I don't care if they're deformed. I'll probably help
So, but
them.
like the mannequin would just be in the bathtub.
Yes, but I would try and make it seem like you'd see the shadow of a man there. That would be sick because they sell.
I feel like you're gonna kill yourself. It's like you put light fixtures in the bathroom for the shadow.
Yeah. Well, they sell shower curtains that look like a shadow behind them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now. But that's
What a funny way to die.
Yeah, I know.
Shaner killed himself because he was trying to prank his girlfriend.
That's exactly how it would go.
Yeah, that would.
That's more.
That's the most Shaner thing I've ever.
I'm at a point now where no matter how I would die, my mom would never be surprised. My mom would never be like, "What?"
Yes.
She'd be like, "Oh my god, yeah."
I was always worried.
That's how it goes. They're like, no, he was actually in Brazil doing drugs.
He was trying to get the pedophile brain out.
He got. So what happened was he went in he stubbed his toe, went to an urgent care. They told him he might be a pedophile. They said, go to Brazil, do drugs, get brain surgery. She's like, it's all adding up.
It's all adding up.
It makes more sense. Yeah, but they study that apparently with the pedophile thing. And I know that, and I think it's like Norway. It's one of the it's one of the Netherlands countries. Apparently, one of the old guys.
One of the old Viking.
Yeah,
fuckers.
one of the ones where they don't allow black people. One of those places. Apparently, if you are like a pedophile or like you're having like sexual urges or attraction to children, you can like live for free. Like they put you in like you get put into an institution and like you're studied, but like you're a ward of the state and like you're seen as almost like a hero, not a hero, but like,
I mean,
you went out of your way. You're like, look, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's like, it's fucked up, but it's like the NFL players that kill themselves and don't shoot themselves in the head. They shoot themselves in the stomach or whatever, because they want their brain. It's like, it's a very fucked up way to get there, but it's like, that's literally how modern medicine came from.
If I was going to do that, I would put myself in a guillotine. I'd be like, I would tape a note that says, study my head.
Study my head.
And it's rolling through my house. I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. Why do you do this? You got to study my brain. Study my brain, dude.
I mean, but it's not like a hero, but it is kind of like a.
I mean, it's yeah, I don't know.
I think
noble?
Yeah. Well, also, I think it's like anybody who can get away from, like, we as comics will talk about our ego. Do you imagine like a murderer or a pedophile's ego? It's really crazy.
I don't know if pedophiles have egos.
Okay, maybe. Okay, this is now called Aunt Peggy's Dumb.
I am so good. Like these kids can't keep their eyes off.
Oh, I meant like they can't get past the fact that like, oh, I'm actually going to be bad for the world. I want to put myself away.
Sure.
So it's like,
But it's like I think a lot of people think that they are already bad for the world. I think a lot of people are like, I don't do enough. I am not good enough. I haven't achieved this or I haven't gained that. I think a lot of people, if it comes down to that, like, I mean, even Jeffrey Dahmer, as prolific as a serial killer as he was and as maniacal as he was and how damaged and deranged he was very aware that what he was doing was fucked up.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know how I'm going to stop. I don't know when I'm going to stop, but it was like impulse. And I think a lot of like these terrible people are like, they're borderline animals. So it's like, you can't like, I think they have enough sense to be like,
stop.
I'm going to stop. It's like, and then you go into like the realm, like some people just do it because they feel like God when they do it. They can do whatever they want.
The ego. I'm sorry, I'm not wrong.
But I'm saying I don't know if pedophiles are like, I'm a god. Like,
no,
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know. Maybe they are.
I just mean to actually be like, I like to to go and be like, I know I'm wrong and I want to like, I think most humans' nature is to hide their bad qualities, right?
Sure.
I can't believe this is the first episode and it's about pedophiles. Also, is it pedophiles or is it pedophiles? What is this difference?
If you're from UK,
okay,
pedophile, they pronounce it you. Yeah, you're worldly. That's what that is.
So
you know what? When I used to eat, like falafel. I was a real pedophile. That's what I used to call myself. I was a real pedophile. Dude, I love it. I'm a pedophile.
I don't know. I've heard it a couple of times.
Yeah, you've heard just people with accents say it.
Okay, sorry.
Man,
thanks, Neil.
You sure you don't want to call this Peggy's dumb?
I mean, it's definitely.
But that is the thing, though. It's the non committed pedophile. Like, yeah, they're trying to get them to come out. Like the non-offended.
Yeah,
like the ones that,
yeah.
So the non-confessing ones are pedophiles.
Yes, they should be pedophiles.
I'm a pizzaphile. Don't judge me.
I am a pizza file. Give me a fucking pizza.
Oh my God. You know what? I love shredded. I'm a shredophile. I love shredded cheese, dude. I can't.
I thought you meant skateboarding.
Oh, dude, I'm a shred file too, dude. I'm fucking shred.
I'll shred.
Come on, dude.
Wait, I found out recently I can't have tomato sauce or like tomatoes because I'm allergic to nightshade, which is like so stupid. I know.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is that?
So it's like a vegetable that grows in the ground. So it's almost like a fruit. Like, you know how tomatoes are like considered a fruit?
A vegetable that grows in the ground.
Yeah. A root vegetable.
No shit.
I don't know. But there's certain, whatever enzymes are in them, my body can't break them down. Probably because of gastric bypass.
When did you figure this out?
Well, so Chance read something and then literally like named all the things. He's like, this is exactly what happens to you after you eat anything with tomatoes in it.
Man.
Like, I get sleepy, cathartic. I don't feel like I'm a little nauseous. And I get really and also a nightshade is bad for inflammation. And I have psoriasis and I haven't had one really.
Because
I haven't in like 6 weeks.
Because you cut out the shade.
I cut out the nightshades. And my psoriasis is like going away.
Look at that.
So.
It took you
it's also,
so long.
though, it took so long. Also, kind of low-key mad at Chance because we've been together for 3 years. Obviously, he knows about the psoriasis, and he's always like, I love you, babe, no matter what. But like, he's like, I don't want to say it, but your skin is really clear. I'm like, wow, so this was a problem. I knew it the whole fucking time.
No.
Okay.
He's just knowing that you feel better about it. And he's like, oh, this is so good.
I know. And he recently called me hot for the first time ever. I think it's
what?
I don't know. Maybe I blocked it out. He probably has called me hot. I don't remember.
You just hear what you want to hear. You just
a little bit. A little bit.
For the first time, you told me you never said I was attractive. What are you talking about?
I mean, true. So this is more about you. So what's going on with you? No, yeah, but it's very strange that I can't have tomatoes now. I don't know why I just told you guys.
Now what are you gonna do? Bisque is out. Bisque is out.
But I had soup last night and I had a tomato before this, and it was the first time I felt nauseous in 6 weeks.
Yeah. So wait. So you knew you couldn't eat tomatoes, and then you ate it anyway?
Sorry. How long did you know you shouldn't drink, but you kept drinking?
Whoa!
Right?
Are you trying to compare
tomato addiction and alcohol addiction are the same? I have a compulsion for pizza.
Get white pizza.
I have. It's always so greasy.
And you know what? You can't always get what you want.
I know. Listen.
If you try sometimes,
you can't drink. I can't have tomatoes.
You know, yeah.
I probably also shouldn't drink.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of stuff everybody shouldn't be doing. But it's like, sometimes you just do it. I shouldn't be smoking. I smoke. I smoke now.
I want to smoke right now.
Yeah, I want to smoke right now. Can we smoke in this parlor?
Yeah.
Can we smoke in here? That'd be sick.
It used to be the vape parlor. Neil used to vape like a crazy amount. Where the one time I was like, "Is there a rock concert in here?" It was like billowing up.
Dude, the vapes are out of control now.
Are you completely off, Neil?
Yes. Yo, you kicked the vape.
Yeah, I don't.
That's got to be a weird thing to say out loud.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's fucking
I'm embarrassed for you, dude. I don't vape. Sorry, I don't vape anymore, dude. Yo, we've
Yeah.
come a long way.
We've come a long way. Listen, tomatoes, vape, alcohol, it's all on the same thing, okay?
What is my life? I can't have tomatoes. I can't drink no more. Vapes out.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm supposed to go. What? I'm supposed to go to Brazil and just do heroin? I guess I will. I guess that's what I'll do.
I bet you won't inflame my psoriasis.
No, it won't. You'll be asleep for most of it. It's like you'll wake up and you're like, do I have it? And then you're out.
True.
You don't have to worry about that with drugs. Come
No,
on. It's drugs.
that's the least of the worries. But honestly, though, sometimes that's, the things I focus on are really stupid. Like,
Sure. I mean, I focus on stupid things all the time. I can't get away from them. And I say
Wait,
stupid.
you haven't even said one thing. What was bad about what happened besides your girlfriend having a lot of stuff?
Oh,
What actually bad happened?
We've been breaking shit left and right.
Oh,
Like
I thought you were gonna say breaking up.
No, no.
Right. I'm like, yes.
Well, I mean, no, I'm kidding. We've been breaking like so much shit. Like we broke within the move.
She have a lot of gentle things.
We broke 3 mirrors. We've broken
What the motherfucker?
Yeah, dude, and like shit. It's I know.
What did
Thank
you guys not wrap it in anything?
No, it's we took them out and they're just like, and there's also shit in my house that's like kind of like fragile that like I'm moving bags and bags of clothing and trash and just hitting it. Shit's in the fucking way. It's just so much shit is breaking that like was so furious all day.
Yeah.
All fucking day. But now I'm here. I feel better. I'm ready to pop this gigantic blood blister that I have.
Oh my God, what is that from?
What is that from? Trying to take apart a table that the fucking Allen wrenches, dude.
Yeah.
I had Neil asked me how many Allen wrenches I had. Just take a guess.
I have 87 myself, so I imagine you're up in the over 100.
So I had 20 Allen wrenches for this table. Guess how many fit in the fucking screw, dude?
The smallest.
None of them.
No.
Literally none. So I'm using a pair of needle nose pliers to try to get the screw out, and then I pinch back on the needle nose pliers, and I'm like, you motherfucker. Now, the problem with me is when I get mad at inanimate objects, which is usually the only thing I really do get mad about, I break them.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's
Was
like
this a
something
really nice table?
No, it wasn't. But I was like trying to take it apart so I could get upstairs because my stairway is fucking narrow.
Yeah.
And I can't get anything to fuck
Hence
up
the
there.
casket razor.
You know what?
That. You needed a casket razor for
That
the
would
table.
be so fucking sick. I often think about if I had knew that I was going to be buried in a place or like have a funeral home where I was having a casket raise, I would have me raise out of the floor like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. Like just like, or like flames like Gangrel used to come out of the floor. Why doesn't that happen? You gotta make
also, again, nobody going to these funerals are seeing this elevator. This is for like
I know, but I would make them.
You would make them.
I would be like, look,
part of your.
don't put the thing down. Just make it raise up. Like, and coming to the stage. Flopping on the pyre one last time.
Oh
I would also want to be jumped by a monster truck in my casket or a daredevil or something.
Ooh,
that would be sick.
That would be sick.
But I'd also want him to hit it. That would like I
Oh,
would
you know
to
what you
complete
should
the
do?
jump.
It would be you should just start like it starts with just the one casket.
Yeah.
And then it's like the whole monster rally. They keep adding more.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And more and more. And like you know how sometimes they're like the like more amateur people will kind of go put in the middle or whatever. Like a monster truck rally. But you would just get your casket eventually.
He's calling for another casket.
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah, eventually someone will hit you.
That would be sick. I'd also want I want the strongest like after I die, I'm in a casket. I'd want the strongest man in the world. I want my body to be like frozen in liquid nitrogen.
Okay.
And then have the strongest man in the world like punch through me, like break me in half, like karate chop me in half.
So basically, after you die, you're like, I would like someone to destroy.
I just think it would be funny to be like, and I wouldn't tell anybody. They'd be like, was he being cremated? Like, no, he's being karate chopped in half. That's what's
This
happening.
is, you have to limit it. You have too many ways that someone could
I
fuck
know.
with your body.
I have to. I
You have
have
to
pick,
really narrow it
I have to
down.
pick one. I know. That's what the living will's for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
Oh,
writing
God.
it up. I'm
You're like,
working
and
on it.
Yeah, listen, it's a first
I'm actually going to
draft.
put like it's
It's a
A,
first
B, C, whichever one. Like, dealer's choice, but
Yeah.
it's got to be one.
Which one can my family afford?
Yeah, I was like, I'll break it down into tax brackets.
All right. Okay. If one of my famous friends could really help me out with this one, that'd
Yeah,
be great.
I'll just go to I'll go to State Farm. Like, look, I need life, but I also need like a really cool funeral. Like, which one are you guys gonna cover?
What are you gonna do?
What can you? And if you're not gonna do it, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out. I'll go to fucking the general, even though he only does car
Carpets.
insurance. He does car insurance.
Oh, I thought he did carpets.
What?
In general, doesn't the carpet go down? Wait. I swear, am I bringing two things together? Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Okay,
No.
I'm thinking of it's at the end of the commercial, and they put a carpet
Okay,
down, and
and
all the furniture comes.
800 588 2300 Empire. It's Empire.
Okay, but they're both cartoons.
That doesn't mean shit.
But they are both cartoons,
Oh
and they
my
both started
God,
in the 90s,
Peggy.
probably as a child, right?
No, the general car insurance has only been around for like maybe a decade.
Okay. What is that one? But he has a little helmet. I can see the helmet guy with the mustache on the carpet, also getting lifted up when
the guy with he does have a mustache. Empire Today does have a carpet, and does have a mustache, and he's got glasses and white hair.
Yes.
The general has a military helmet. He's the general, and he's got a big white mustache. He'll pull up two pictures of these. That's him. That's Empire guy. That's the guy you're thinking of, and that's the general
and Shaq.
and Shaq.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I could see him just flopping on that carpet. I can really
that's
see.
not-
Okay. Oopsies.
Empire Today.
They have similar vibes. Come on.
You were just mustache blind.
I was mustache blind.
That's all
I'm
it
also
is.
cartoon blind. I really don't like
The
animation.
one with the ears, and he's always like, "Oh,
and the fun jingle.
that one." And he's like, wait. He tries to kill the hunter, the one with the ears, the one, hoo, and he's trying to kill the hunter all the time. Or wait, no, the hunter's trying to kill him.
Are we talking about Keebler elves?
No.
It's just every cartoon
Holy
in my
shit.
head. Honestly, I
What
wish
happens in that brain?
it gets mushed together.
No, that's insanity.
Well, you said ears. I thought of elf, Keebler
I
elves.
said the one with the ears, and then I went hoo, which is clearly Mickey Mouse. And
even then I was
then
like,
I
is it
said
an
the
owl?
hunter. He's being hunted. The one with the ears, that's Bugs Bunny. He's got ears. He's a rabbit. You went Keebler out. How the fuck
Well, we
did
were
you?
on commercials.
I was.
I didn't know you were going into
You
the
said all
genre.
cartoons roll into one.
Well, they do, obviously, in this brain of mine.
Wow.
Honestly, I would love that. That sounds
Peggy,
like a
what
fun
is your
acid trip.
favorite cartoon?
I don't really have one because I
don't?
don't love them, but I would say
Yeah, I guess
Bob's Burger
Bob's Burger.
is the Bob's Burgers. I
Peggy,
also
you are like.
I also like Rick and Morty.
You sound like my mom trying to
Listen,
describe anything.
It's called Aunt Peggy's Parlor.
Ryan, what's the cartoon? The burger. What is it? And the kids are weird. What's the one he always farts all the time?
They
Or
live
he
next
plays,
to a funeral home.
he plays the thing.
Eugene
know.
Merman.
He's got the ears. No, the other one.
That's a girl.
I know.
Kirsten
It's Louise Belcher.
and
And then Tina is somebody else. It's a guy.
Tina. I think it's the same guy, right? He does all the voices.
I don't think H. John Benjamin does all the voices.
He doesn't do all the voices, but I'm
Oh.
pretty sure he does.
I know that
Hank Azaria?
You talking about?
we're talking about Bob
Oh,
Burger.
never mind, yeah.
Hank Azaria is a poo.
Eugene Merman does.
Eugene does one.
Bob.
He does.
But no, I think the
Gene.
guy who does Tina and the guy who does Linda are the same person.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Bob.
No, Bob's H.
different?
John
Okay.
Benjamin.
Sorry. All right. Well, listen. This is.
It's all
we're just
right.
gonna Figure out
It's all right. We're
like-
getting there. We're crossing the bridge. It's okay.
I now wanted to see like a Cartoon Network show of just all of the animations from commercials and together.
They did that. It's called Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
At the end, both is that's one of the first time Disney and Warner Brothers cartoons ever appeared on screen.
Wow.
Yeah. They did another one in the mid 90s, which was a Don't Do Drugs campaign.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Space Jam.
No, Space Jam was all Warner Brothers. It was all Looney Tunes. But they did a Don't Do Drugs.
I liked Animaniacs too.
Who was your favorite?
The one that the annoying talkie girl, the cutesy girl.
Dot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She was hilarious. And they did a spoof on Sunset Boulevard, which when the first time I saw Sunset Boulevard as like an adult youth, this is brought to you by so the first time I saw Sunset Boulevard, like, so have you seen Sunset Boulevard? It opens with the ending. So it opens with the voiceover of the guy who's dead and he's like laying in the pool and it's like takes you back to the beginning. And Animaniacs did that with one of the characters and the talkie woman. So the first time I saw Sunset Boulevard, I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And it took so long to realize, I'm like, oh no, I saw Animaniacs version of it. But really loved it.
You don't really get that kind of happened to me with for the longest time. I still don't. I don't really give a fuck about Star Wars at all.
Yeah.
Never really have. Never was a Star Wars guy. But one of the reasons I was never a Star Wars guy is because when I was a kid, I saw Spaceballs first.
Right.
And I didn't know it was a spoof of anything.
Right.
I just thought it was just
the
like
most amazing thing.
just out of control. And I was like, this is so fun. And then it wasn't until I was like maybe 8 or 9, I saw like A New Hope. And I didn't understand one, what a spoof was. I didn't know that was a thing. And two, I didn't understand like what the fuck they did to space. I'm like, did they remake this? Like, what is this?
What is this?
I didn't know. I was like, wait, who the fuck is this Luke Skywalker guy? Like, that is not even a guy in Spaceballs. There's no Luke Skywalker character. I didn't understand at all. And I got really mad about it because I thought they were trying to like punch up. I was like, why are they trying to do this into a classic? Like, it's, you know what this is? This is fucking PC shit. Like, this is woke media.
You knew what woke was before.
I was so pissed off.
That's so funny.
So mad. And then like I never gave a shit about Star Wars because of it. Maybe if I'd see, and like, don't get me wrong, I thought it was cool, but losing your mind over it, people are crazy for that shit. I don't get it.
It is a funny thing because I'm like, it is something you're supposed to grow out of, right? Now I know we all have a little bit of it, like with something, right? Where it's like I was obsessed with TV shows and Britney Spears and like, and it was like I really loved it. I learned all her dances.
What TV shows were you really obsessed with?
Every show.
Every
fucking
It makes
show.
sense. Every cartoon, every show.
It's all the same.
All in here.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer was probably when I went to my first, like, but I also loved the movie. So I was like, yes, this is a longer movie. So different.
And crazy different.
But it's still a great movie and a great TV show.
I mean, Chrissy Swanson is, in my opinion, much more attractive than Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That doesn't even come into play.
I know.
They're two different.
I'm saying, just as a guy, when I watch TV shows, I was watching them for different reasons. I didn't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer because I was enthralled by the plot. I was watching it because of Sarah Michelle Gellar and the chick who played the one chick.
Allison.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Squirt alert.
And no, so I loved Buffy.
Who didn't?
I loved a lot of the CW shows.
Charmed. Oh,
I did get
me and my
Charmed.
sister
Actually, that's sort of how I think I was like, I might be bi. Like Alyssa Milano. I mean,
Rose McGowan.
Oh my goodness!
Get the fuck out of here!
Out of here! And the one that's all buttoned up. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, no. I'm buttoning that top.
I'm buttoning it.
You're a witch. Stop being a bitch.
Go fuck that White Walker or whatever he's called. What's he called? No, White Walker. Okay, maybe I just combine everything together. But I was thinking that when you said Star Wars, so I remember the third Star Wars, or which is technically the 6th or 7th, the little Ewoks, the little
them and Gremlins.
I really had in my brain they were the same thing. So every
You
time,
thought Ewoks were Mogwai.
yeah, I
That's-
thought they were very similar. And like,
that's
so in my
crazy.
head, I would try to explain because I love both movies. I was like explaining it. I remember my brother just being like,
I could only
they are
imagine.
not in the woods.
you-
Gremlins are not in the woods. I'm like, yeah, they like have little hoods on and they come out. And he's like, I mean, they come out. He's like, no, it's a Christmas. I'm like, no, there's no Christmas. Like I was just
Yeah,
completely.
you don't understand, but you're just combining the two. Like, and honestly, if you get those Ewoks wet, then they'll be evil ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
I like how
Okay.
you were combining universes. That's kind
Yeah,
of
it,
fun.
it is a
Yeah.
good crossover. You were doing the mashups before they were even doing the mashups.
I've
That's
always been
sick.
like that.
I used to do that a
I
lot.
like musicals and football.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Football, the musical.
That was High School Musical, but with basketball.
Is it? What?
Kind of in a way,
It was basketball. The
but it was no. It's called High School Musical.
Yeah.
The Zac Efron. It's like, but it's basketball, but it's like that same world
Oh.
of
Okay.
like
I never.
and Varsity Blues and Friday Night Lights really took it up a
It was
notch.
great. Varsity Blues was great. I wanted to do. I
fell in love with whipped cream.
Movie. I never had Ready Whip until that movie. That's remember my love affair. Not James Vanderbeek at all.
No.
It's
She
actually.
had such a great body.
Oh my god, yeah.
So upset.
I thought that was the only way to fuck chicks.
with food.
I was like, you have to put whipped cream on. Like,
yeah, girls
like-
won't like it unless.
yeah, like when people are like, "Ooh, get the whipped cream," like, you ever fuck with food before? It sucks. It's not
it's
great.
so weird.
It's not
It's
great.
like when people are like, "Let's have sex on the beach." I'm like,
Oh.
no.
I've had sex on the beach one time. Sand is. I hate sand.
Yeah,
and there's
I
nothing.
think there's probably some still up there,
It's never getting out.
and
of
I'm not using a bidet.
Peggy, what the hell?
It's happening.
What is going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's sometimes like if I
Is there a
don't.
radon in this basement, dude? What is happening?
I
Should I be concerned about my own well-being?
No, I think I'm like, well,
Come into the basement, you'll get more retarded with every minute. I'm
I was-
actually worried.
no, I'm
Did you
just
fall
happy.
before you came here?
No, I think I'm just like overly giddy.
Okay.
Like that's how I get sometimes when I haven't seen people for a while, right?
Sure, I get
And we like doing bits. We're doing
yeah,
bits.
we're
So I think
riffing.
my brain and my mouth are still trying to be
Yeah,
like, do
you're-
the bits, trying
yeah.
to make Shaner laugh. But then I do it and I'm like, he's not laughing for
You know what
the
it is?
right reasons.
It's like a guy in your brain loading up all the words on a truck and then driving and then crashing right before he gets to your mouth. And you're just like, boudet.
yeah,
That's how it is, right?
that's how it is.
You know what I'm saying.
I say that all the time that my brain is faster than my mouth. It can't keep up. So
Sure.
I finish the sentence before I've said all of the parts of the sentence. Do we have to cut that part out? 'Cause
No.
it makes me sound super dumb. No, but I swear, like it's like you can't.
I mean,
like, my mouth
I-
can't keep up.
I get what you're saying.
And I
Mhm.
learned that really doing stand up because I would do it on the stage and people were like, like you really mumbled a couple of those words.
Yeah, because you
'Cause
think you're
I'm-
saying them fluently.
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know.
everybody understands my dumb
I
voice.
know.
And then that's when I learned people were actually laughing at me. And then I figured out how to make it that they were
Yeah.
laughing with me because I do.
I mean,
Bidet. But
Bidet.
yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read more before the next episode. I'm going to practice speaking in
I
public.
thought you were gonna. I thought for a second I was like, no.
This is called I promise I'm dyslexic with Peggy O'Leary. I have to read something aloud. That is like my nightmare. It's
Oh,
literally
you could.
popcorn
You know what? And
back in the day.
I'm not telling you how to do this podcast.
Yes, tell me.
I'm just saying, if you were with another woman and you were two chicks, you could call it cislexia. You could have. Actually, why is that not an improv? I don't know. I'm just trying.
I thought you were going to say that you're going to I asked the guest to come in with a book and I have to read. I have to.
Oh, that would be funny.
At the end, I just have
Speed
to read.
reading with
Speed-
Peggy. We're taking bets on
How far
that.
can she get?
Oh man.
How long can she get before messing up?
Weird bets on like people's terrible
Reading.
disabilities.
Yes, I like it.
I love it.
I think it's like what I need.
Yeah, I
in
mean
life.
I would love to lose a lot of money betting on someone who can't read. I'm like, come on.
Betting on your best friend losing.
They're fucking so
She's
stupid.
so stupid.
She's gonna fuck this up.
I'm gonna get a passage with a big word.
I can't imagine the money.
You can make so much money.
I would. It's like you're betting on her to lose. I'm like, oh yeah.
Have you talked to her?
Oh god, yeah.
Can't imagine what she's like. When
Hold
she
on,
has
ask
to
her how to say boudet. She also thinks that the water comes from.
Have you
butts.
texted her before? Because it is
Yeah,
deciphering.
it's like
Peggy
hieroglyphics. We don't know what the fuck anything is.
You have to. That's what Annie Letterman used to always say. Is I have to like. She's like, oh, I can decode Peggy these days, but it took a long time. Took a long time. Oops. I try to be better about it now, or I speak it. Also, have you ever spoke into your phone and then it doesn't know what you're saying?
Yes,
it is very frustrating.
You know what really pisses me off? This is really what pisses me off about me and my phone. I will be trying to spell a word and it keeps telling me it's wrong. I'll try it like 6 different times and then I'll be like, give up. And then I'll speak to say it. And it was only 1 letter off. And it's like, you knew what the fuck I was trying to spell. Why are you making me feel like a dick? Yeah. And then that all gets said into my phone as well. And then sometimes I'll hit send. And my mom's like, why? She's like, I was like, yo, I was trying to spell special. I don't know. Actually, it's a hard one.
You know what's a hard one is pregnant, right? So I have been called
pregnant hard?
Yeah, there's like a G in there.
Yeah, pregnant.
And a U and stuff. I don't know. Shut up.
What?
Pregnant. It was
pregnant.
Oh my God. Okay. It was hard for me.
French
but
chef?
there is hilarious. It's hilarious to be like,
this
was happened in New York. I'm walking down the street texting and I was saying that my sister was pregnant and I'm like, so I spoke it.
Yeah.
Pregnant. And I looked up and made eye contact with a dude and he was like, and I was like, no, my sister, she's pregnant. Like, I'm like, I don't know, but in that world, I was like, oh God, this guy thinks I just found out I'm pregnant and like I have to go abort it or something. I made up a whole story. Pregnant is hard. Preguant.
There's no you.
There's no you.
There's no you. We just got done making fun of that.
I know. Okay, wait. Okay, all right. Here's my brain.
You were right there.
Here's how my brain works. I think G's and Q's look a lot alike when they're lowercase. So in my mind, a U after all the G's.
Shit, I'm gonna do some work because I actually have this thing as well where I pronounce words so Jersey centric, like South Jersey centric, where I've been spelling them incorrectly.
Look,
you know what I mean?
I'm not judging.
Yeah, no.
I'm just laughing.
Yes.
I'm not judging. I'm just
I don't know if this podcast is any fun, but there's going to be a few people that are like, oh my God, I put a U after a lot of G's as well. Like, because they look, Q's and G's look alike.
Okay, Q's and G's look alike, but what does that have to do with pregnant?
So what I'm saying is my brain automatically
thinks that a U goes after a Q?
G, like a Q. Well, a U does go after a Q. Always.
Does it always?
Always.
They always, yeah.
Quiet.
More often than not. Right?
Okay,
Quiet.
maybe more often than not.
Yeah, more often.
Quintessential. Is that?
Yep. Yep.
It's hard. It's really hard to be.
I was waiting for you to be like cute. I was like, you were
getting there.
Maybe.
Why
doesn't cute spell with a Q? It makes sense.
It does.
It does make sense.
Quite cute.
Quite
cute. Would be a little
Peggy, I gotta be honest with you. Every time you talk, it sounds like you're trying to pass a sobriety test. And you're like, quite cute.
No, this is my first drink. No, I know. I'm being genuine.
I love it.
I know.
I love you. You're great.
I always seem drunk.
Yeah, sometimes. I did for a long time. I still seem kind of drunk now. I have wet brain.
We have dumb brain.
Yeah, it happens. But
I feel like I'm not. There's no way I'm the only person in the world that felt this.
There's no way you're the only person.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
That's
People,
impossible.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this is the dumbest conversation I've ever had with anyone, but if I had to have it with anyone, it might as well be you.
I'm glad you're being vulnerable. You're being vulnerable.
This is what the parlor's about. Being vulnerable. Right? So for some people, it's intimacy issues. For me, it's just common spelling words. That's really I used to have a joke.
Some people can't get hard in the bedroom. I don't know how to spell. It's the same thing. You know how it is.
Some people just really can't make that hurdle of like staying in a long distance relationship. I sometimes
combine all
add words and movies together and just sort of let it go.
Look, babe, I'm impotent. I am. Oh man, baby, I don't know. Look, not only can I not spell, I can't get wrecked. It's a problem.
Yeah, that would be. I would at least I know I can always get wet.
Peggy O'Leary can't spell, but is always wet. Dude, I hope you use. I hope you're like, whatever. I may not be able to spell, but I'm always wet. Just like, just dunking on somebody.
Yeah, just like, whatever.
Going to spelling bees and throwing it in kids' face.
Whore.
Yo, I'm stupid as shit, but my pussy slick.
Stay wet, spelled with 2 eyes.
Yeah. But yeah. Listen, I mean, all problems are tough. It just depends on how you make it through the world.
Can I ask you guys, because I'm both of you now that you live with folks? I mean, you've lived with Chance for a bit now, I believe. Mm-hmm. Did you guys have some of the same problems of combining stuff that you see Shaner possibly having, like just getting all the same stuff into one house? That was it an issue?
No, I don't have a lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it's Chance doesn't strike me as the type of person who has a lot of stuff.
He doesn't.
I know that he gets me. Just like if Chance was like, yeah, I got this, I'd be like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
And he's a little bit of a declutter. So the big thing is he wants, thank you for sliding and letting me not say that word correctly.
I wasn't going to pick.
But I have too many clothes. And I can't get rid of them because I have like sentimental value towards clothes. And it's weird because I don't even wear them. I wear the same things.
What do you
all
mean
the
by
time.
like sentimental value?
Like t-shirts from like old sports or things. Also, I grew up with a mom that always fluctuated her weight like I do. So she would always be like, you don't want to get rid of this size or that size because you never know. Which chances like if you, let's say, gain 50 pounds, there's no fucking way you're wearing the clothes from 2005. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they don't.
I don't know. It might come back around again.
It could come back around, or maybe I won't feel comfortable going shopping. He's like, you always shop on Amazon. So like all the reasons I can't do it is like in the end.
You just need somebody like anytime I've watched every now and again. I don't know why I watch it, but I'll watch hoarders.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm not a hoarder.
I'm not saying you are a hoarder. What I am saying is sometimes when it comes down to like letting things go, it's better if you don't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like, I have all these clothes, I can't get rid of, I know I need to get rid of them. I have a weird sentimental attachment to them, but are you looking at those clothes every day? Are you taking them out and being like, this is my favorite thing? No. So if they just disappeared, you wouldn't even know if they were.
Well, that's like going back full circle of my sister bringing over my journals from 2015. I'm like, I don't even remember I wrote in these journals.
Burn them.
And then Chance read one of them.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
okay, first of all, they're not really journals. It's like dumb stuff. Like I like to like pinpoint where I was. Like I'd be like on the subway and here's what happened. And then there'd be jokes, right? So like all of my journals were really joke books, but then also had like some freehand conversation, whatever. And it usually was always like after a breakup or like some guy, whatever. So it's fine that he read them because afterwards he's like, it actually made me love you more. Gross. But also I'm like, I can't believe you read them because you guys hear how I talk. I reread the journals and I'm like, ooh, Peggy,
Man.
what were you trying to say?
I'm so
Like,
glad
I
never
do
did that.
phonetic. I do like phonetic. Was that?
Yeah.
Phonetic spelling
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and
I do
it's crazy bad.
Yeah.
It's unreadable.
I think that's why I didn't journal.
I think that's why he's like loves me more because he's like, oh, poor baby. How did she make it through the world this
It's
far?
a triumph
Yeah.
that you made it. Amazing. Yeah, that's why I didn't journal. I knew when I was growing up, I had dysgraphia, and I had like
What's dysgraphia?
it's like dyslexia only
with
not,
just graphs. Come on, you break down that word, dysgraphia. Okay, now I feel like I'm just leaning into the dumb. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
So you know how like
Sorry.
when people read and they're dyslexic, they flip letters around and then it comes out wrong.
Yeah.
Dysgraphia is when I'm writing, I'm like thinking about the word, so I'm spelling it in my head, and then I'll start writing the first letter last, and and
gotcha.
also my spelling was atrocious. Still is.
Yeah.
And my handwriting also bad.
Atrocious.
So I had poor penmanship, dysgraphia, and I was bad at spelling. And I remember I would write things down, and I'd be like, even as a child, be like, no one's seeing this shit ever. Like I was very, very aware of how bad, and like it's still, my handwriting sucks now.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't write cursive. And when I was in second grade, they made everyone do it.
Yeah.
And then you had to write cursive up until you were in fifth grade. And then when I got to sixth grade, they were like, oh, you can write print now if you want. I'm like, what the fuck was the point of all that shit?
It is so weird. What was that to help with?
Just to fucking
like creative,
just to break you.
See, and you know what's funny?
Just to
I would
break you.
think you would have been good at cursive because you're artistic.
Yeah, but art and the written word that's calligraphy. I'm no calligraphist.
Yeah.
I don't care about words. I care about image.
Yeah. Yeah.
I care about pussy and image.
Well, that's why people like are like, oh, when I'll say like, oh, I read a book, and they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, I listen to audiobooks. Like, because I do probably listen to like 100 books a year.
That's wild.
I listen to them all the time. But I mean, I'm taking the train to work. I'm setting up the restaurant. It's like my form of meditation. Also, I like to go through periods of like memoirs. And then I love historical. I feel like we've talked about this before. I love historical nonfiction.
Yeah.
So it's like the world is happening, but the characters are different. So it's like you're getting factual notes about, and I specifically like World War II stuff.
Who doesn't?
Also, there's just so much of it.
Yeah.
Right. So also, I then fell in love with the certain woman that read the book. So then I would just follow her. And she can do Russian, she can do French, she can do German accent.
Wow.
So she does a lot of World War II stuff. So I just followed her. And
who's that?
Sakia Makovich. I don't know how to. I know. I've honestly.
I just can't.
I know. Dude, honestly, wait. Actually, can I play? Are we allowed to?
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Then a check to be sure the setup's correct. Set each of your 3 wheels to A and type out a keyboard alphabet. If it corresponds exactly letter by letter, you're ready to start.
Oh, that's her British. Is she British? Do we know her default?
Yes,
like,
I think
you know
she's
what I mean?
British.
She's British.
Through each message as fast as you can.
Okay, but then she does French and she does
She
German.
does, yeah.
Wow.
So she has like this very calming, soothing voice.
Yeah, it's very, yeah.
So it's funny because Chance always knows like when I'm listening to it, but then like there's been a couple nights where he would be out and I'd be listening to it, and I'm like, I call it my like girls' night with Gus. So it's like me and Gus listening to our books out loud. I had candles going, and Chance walked in and was like, it was like a sensual part. It was like probably they were making out or something. And he was like, all right, what are we listening? So now every time I'm listening to headphones, he's like, you listening to your girlfriend? I'm like, listen, she is a respectable, amazing woman. Okay. And
yeah. But until she does erotica, you know, just come on.
I know, but all these books kind of have a little bit of romance to it.
What's romance in an audiobook?
What?
Yeah, what?
Do you not have like an audio sensation?
What I'm saying? No. What?
Audio? What is it? Okay.
Auditory?
Auditorium.
Yeah, some people the ASMR stuff like it passes me.
No.
I get it, but I don't.
No, I don't like I don't like that. But I do find
like if a lady's like, and then he unbuttoned my blouse and put his icy cold hands on my quivering bosom.
Yeah, I'm really into that right now. You
That's-
could totally read audiobooks to me.
You know what? I want to do it, but I want to do it like Hellraiser, like Pinhead from Hellraiser. Like, she totally opened her bosom. There's no way she could look away from my quivering member.
As her cheeks flushed.
Don't look at my testicles, I said to her. There's
When
no
she cupped his balls,
way.
she knew that this would be the man.
The
who would
worst
agree.
part of this whole thing is that now everyone's into BDSM. I was doing it first. There's nothing worse than putting a hook in someone's back and then they come. Next page.
He reads all the
Stage
stuff.
direction.
Yeah, he's like,
He's also talking to someone in the other room. What?
oh, no, I ordered a large cola. Anyway, good night, moon. Read by Hell. Read by Pinhead. Dog Lord. of the
Everyone
Cenobites.
poops.
Yeah.
No, but but that wouldn't, but okay. So does pillow talk, like does like talking
Pillow
dirty
talk.
in bed, does that
I
turn
mean-
you on?
Yeah, but I'm also my wiener's out and in things.
Right. Okay, sure. But if you were to walk into the house and can I say your girlfriend's name?
Alex.
Alex was drawing a bath, candle, and you heard that voice like describing a scene of like whatever.
So wait,
You might walk in and go, "What are you doing?"
I would be like, no, I'd just be like, she's doing lady stuff.
Right. But
be
yeah,
like-
so Chance just calls it my girlfriend.
Yeah,
And he's like, I
wouldn't
gotta
be
get
like,
out of your hair so you and your girlfriend can hang out.
Yeah, I would be like, all right, finish up.
But I'm not masturbating. I'm getting relaxed.
No, you're mentally masturbating. That's what you're doing.
It's better than doing it real, so you don't have to confess your sins.
I think you'd have to confess more of your sins if you were doing it mentally all the
Oh
time.
yeah, improper thoughts.
It's improper thoughts. You have to knock
the
on
list
the fucking
came out again. This is bad news.
improper
bears.
thoughts.
Improper thoughts.
Forgive me, Father.
Okay, yeah. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It has been 5 years. I wonder when my last confession was. Did you ever? You didn't go to Catholic school.
No,
Yeah.
I grew up non-denominational.
It's kind of beautiful to confess. It's weird in the end that you like are across from a strange old.
strange man.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I like the idea of confessing. It's like, it's the only form of prayer I probably still do.
I think like a confessional would be fun. Like I would just confess the things I didn't do.
Well, then you'd be sitting on top of the
I know,
thing.
but I couldn't help myself.
No, I know. But this is why
I'd
we're
be
different
like, yeah,
people.
I was responsible for the Hindenburg. like, I definitely did it.
You would get in so much trouble. That's how you also knew the priests were telling fucking shit, is because
Yeah.
kids would get in trouble
They have to.
about stuff. But it would be like weirdly, like 2 days later, somehow they found
gotta
out.
cover their tracks.
Yeah, they covered their tracks.
Yeah.
They're really good at that, the priests. I don't know if you know that about
Yeah,
them.
they're
They're
pretty
really
good.
good at covering their tracks
They've
when
got
it comes to children.
they've got quick fingers in that. And they dabble.
It is sad because I grew up with really nice priests.
No,
and-
no, not a molester in the bunch.
No. I mean, that I don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
saying like all the ones I knew and the ones I see once in a while are all really good people.
Well, that's good. I mean, it would be crazy to know that you
We're like 100% all of them were bad.
yeah. Like that would be crazy to be like, yeah, I went to this church and then this guy fucked me, and then I went to this church and then this guy did. That would be crazy to just be like, we got out of the church, but we kept.
But that's literally people's stories.
Yeah, I know it's nuts,
It's
and I
crazy town.
don't get how
God, full circle again, back to the pedophiles.
it's not even back to them, back to the pedophiles. That would be a great movie.
We're back with Shaver and we're talking pedophiles.
Are you talking about fingering kids? You better be. If you know where you're at right now, you're in the parlor.
It's like morning radio.
We're back again. We got a guy on the line who says that when he was 12 years old, he confessed to having impure thoughts about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then the next thing he knew, the confessional booth turned into a glory hole. We're going to be taking the fifth caller to tell us you can win Taylor Swift tickets this week. Glory hole.
Oh my goodness.
How do you feel
I'm
about
gonna
that,
have
bitch?
to pray. Taylor, I don't know. I have like a weird. I feel like something happened in the world that why did we all collectively become so obsessed? Because she went from being like a really big pop star, right? Like awesome, great. I didn't really know much. I knew her popular songs. Like I don't really care. And this is like before Travis. It was when all these concerts are happening. Like grown women, like especially the week of Philadelphia one, like McGillen's was packed.
Yeah,
all 3 nights, and like.
You're trying to figure it out.
I was like grown women my age or a couple years younger were like we were allowed to dress up in Taylor gear, and I was like, I don't even know what that would be. And then like my sister, my niece like loved her, but like Grace is 13 years younger than me, so she was like a child when Taylor became. I was the same age or a little bit older, so and I didn't like country, so I'm like I didn't really care. I'm more like, what is this?
It's because it's
obsession?
Digestible. It's the most digestible shit you could ever listen to. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that like her songs aren't catchy, but what I am going to say is that it's also a generational digestible thing.
Yeah.
It's not like Taylor doesn't have any songs about like fucking. She's got songs about like being in love and getting her heart broken and maybe being a bad bitch and all that stuff. But like, it's something that your mom can listen to, your aunt can listen to.
Right. It's like
your
innuendo.
daughter, and you can take your daughters there knowing that it's not going to be like my pussy's fucking wet and I'm riding a dick or anything like that.
Right.
It's all going to be about like, oh my God, like I made a mistake and now I'm learning from it and I'm stronger now. And like, you're a jerk. And you know.
No, and I do like, yeah, that's what it is. Also, I was listening to Armchair Expert and Monica, who's like the co-host. She's like, I also think it's a generational thing of the people that are like a little bit older than her, like the millennials. So the full millennial, like a little bit older than me, younger than me. All of us kind of grew up with her, and so she does have this like depending on when you listen to her. Like I liked Folklore strictly because someone gave it to me and I was going through a weird manic Folklore is one of her albums.
Dude, I was like, what?
But there is there's like there's like conspiracy. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah,
I don't mean just like the pop culture of it, like Us Weekly. I mean like the deep dive of shit that I've even done, and I'm like, what am I doing?
What did you deep dive on Taylor? About how she's got no ass, and they keep pointing out in pictures.
No, like what the songs are about, who she's talking about, all that kind of stuff. I know. This is what I'm telling you.
Ooh.
It's like I drank the fucking potion.
Yeah.
And I don't, and remember, I mean, because literally,
I thought you were going to say like conspiracy, like she's part of the Illuminati. Not that she wrote a song.
Oh, well, yeah, I do think that.
She wrote a song about John Mayer and she's trying to figure that shit out.
No, I mean, I do think there is a little bit of like Illuminati stuff.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, she's famous.
Yeah.
It's famous people.
Does it make sense that it's so digestible that it also kind of does make sense that people are reading way too far into it? Yeah, like it's so digestible that they're like, it needs to be more.
I used to think that in grade school when they would talk about like the red herring or like the different like plot twists of certain novels, right? When you're like learning about literature.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I don't write like that, right? So even when I was little, I was writing, I was always like stream of consciousness. So I'm like, do people really know that? Or did they just write it down? And then other people are like, whoa, I see what he did there. And it's like, or he just wrote a story.
Yeah.
And that was a part of it. And now everybody knows in a story, you got to have like, go away from it, come back to it, go away from it, come back to it. No, yeah, I don't know why. But I also think it's like mentally kind of like an audiobook. It's mind numbing to just like read about it and be like, huh, there's literal people who spend nights. There's a class in Germany like about deciphering Taylor Swift song. There are people who are studying
talking
her.
About?
Right. That's what's bizarre.
We need help. There are pedophiles who need to be studied.
We gotta take them to Brazil.
We have to figure it out. And you're worried about what fucking blank space means?
I know.
Nothing.
Also, I'm like big sistering her because I did try to listen to the Tortured Parrot Society, whatever. Only because
tortured parrot.
Poet. And then we got to wrap it up. But
It's Jimmy Buffett's One Dark album.
I want that to be a
It's your
sketch.
parrot.
Oh my God.
man.
Please. Can we do it?
Dude, what if
Oh my
Jimmy Buffett
God.
went like Garth Brooks when he went Chris Gaines? What
Yeah.
if he did, like a really like
Tortured
grunge
Parrot
as a
Society.
Tortured Parrot Society.
That's not him, man. That's a
That's
different
not- no,
guy.
that's a different guy.
Dude,
Oh man.
it's- No, yeah. So
It is wild.
Man.
They had to release it anonymously, right? That was the whole critique. Like the critique of her album had to be released anonymously so that her fans did not attack the people that released their critiques.
That's
of the
also
album.
shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Wow. Right?
Like if what?
also this one I feel bad about is what I'm trying to say is like it almost is like I from this summer and like all these people I work with being like, listen to this song. I'm like, okay, I like it, whatever. And Monica on like Dax talks about. So then I'm like, it's kind of in my like weird things I listen to. So when I listen to this one, I'm like, baby girl. It almost looks like, you know, like when I was doing those sets right after my mom died, and everyone was like, yeah, maybe like don't talk about it. Take a breath.
Take a breath.
And like it's funny because in retrospect, it's like, oh, I was trying.
Yeah.
I really thought people were gonna think it's funny or relatable.
Sure.
And on a way it was. But it really, like 2 years later, we can all look back and be like, someone should have probably taken the whiskey away from her and told her not to say your mom's head exploded every time you went on stage. So I love the joke.
I mean, I will say
You did tell me that.
I know I did laugh.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing.
giggled.
Comics love it because they love the dark side.
I was
But
like,
it
ooh.
was, did I lose some spots? at the
Oh,
club?
definitely.
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
But that's how I feel right now is that like it's a little too much. She put out 31 songs.
Yeah, that's you know what, it really blows my mind.
It's
And
like a
what-
comic who
what-
just started doing stand-up and is like, I'm gonna do an album.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know why I waited so long. I
Yeah.
guess I should have done it 6 months.
But wait,
in.
what are all of these? What are the primarily these songs about?
This is the other thing about Matt Healy. I hate myself that I know this.
Who the fuck is Matt?
So he's
Healy?
like, I don't even know. I didn't know him until this. He's the head of 1975. He's a band person. But basically in one of the songs,
What the fuck is the 1975?
it's a band. So she has a song where she basically admits that they had a fling in 2014
Okay.
and basically it's like a 10-year situational ship, you know? So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's embarrassing. Like if a girlfriend of mine was sitting at the parlor, I'd be like, we don't tell anybody this. We all know we have those obsessions, right? We all have obsessions
Yeah.
with an ex. We have all that
that's-
stuff. But now
So-
you need to move on or write one really good song about it,
Yeah.
not 17.
If a dude did that and released 31 songs about a woman he was obsessed about, there would be fucking hell to pay for that. There would be like people like, what a weirdo and a creep. That's
Which I
borderline
think
creep.
actually some of the like publicity around it is like she hasn't really come out and talked about it. And like people are like, yeah, this is weird and repetitive. And
Yeah.
why are we doing this? But like Nat Healy's family even came out and was like, oh yeah, it's not as bad as we thought. Because she doesn't say anything crazy.
No,
right?
but it's just that's wow.
A lot of her like edgy stuff is like, you think you're a poet, but I don't know. It's like, it's like,
You
we
think you're more
smoke cigarettes
artsy
and
than
we
me?
do drugs. Yeah, somebody
up.
posted with someone.
Wait,
was
that's
posting-
the guy?
that's the guy.
Oh my God, giving everybody hope. Good on you. Good on
like,
you, dude.
That's what I think is like, that's where I feel right now.
Wait,
I feel bad. For
I
her.
didn't. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel bad for.
I don't feel bad for her. It's more of like, you know what it feels like? Everybody gets too big and nobody can say, maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, but sure. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's what's so insidious about that industry. Is that like you look insane. You
Yeah.
released a double album, 31 songs that are borderline obsessed with a guy who is in the 1975. Shut up.
Yeah.
Also, it's just like, oh, this is gonna make money. Just do it because
Just
it's
do
gonna,
it, it's gonna make money. And it did. It's
And
like
it did.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's like when people talk about like, I didn't know the dangers of heroin. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It's everywhere. We know. We've always known. There hasn't been a time since the beginning of heroin that we didn't know it was bad. So when people are like, I fell into a pitfall with it. No, you didn't. You just did heroin. Now you're fucked. So like when we look back at like people like, well, you know, she was spiraling out of control and like, I don't know why we didn't help her. Look back at every celebrity that's always been spiraling out of control. And like, yeah, could we have gone back and done something? Like, why didn't you do it?
Right.
There's so much history. There's so much of it where we're like, yeah, maybe we should have done that. There's got to be a point in time where even she should be aware of it. I'm not victim blaming this woman. I'm just saying, like, if I released an album that was 31 tracks about a person I had a situationship with, and I was like, everyone's got to hear this, I would be like, maybe do they actually have to hear this? Am I actually fucking crazy? I would be like, hey, who's my best friend right now? Who can I talk to who will give me literally no stupid bullshit about whether or not I'm going to make a bad decision?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Travis Kelce? Who the fuck knows? But like, I don't know. When people are like, well, we never saw this coming, like everything's a disaster.
No, I don't think it like that. I'm like, it's a funny point in time where I actually like if she hadn't come to Philly and I didn't work at McGillen's and all these people were obsessed and I was like, I gotta know what the fuck is going on. I wouldn't care. I would probably care on the level because I know I love the Kelce brothers. So like, I thought that was kind of a fun, but to me, it was like, ooh, this is a fun thing they can talk about on their podcast. No way thinking it would be what it is. Right. So now I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. That's how I feel. Where I'm like, now I'm listening to her because I was like, oh, she is empowering. Good for her. Yeah, fuck yeah. I watched her documentary. I was like, good for you, girl. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. You were 31 songs.
Yeah.
She has one really good one where she's like, I can do this with a broken heart. And it's a pop song. And it's like, basically, she says that the whole first beginning of this concert, she was a fucking basket case mess because they were breaking up. So I like that one because I'm like, yeah, we could do it broken. That's not even a song, but I can't believe we talked about Taylor Swift.
I can't either.
I'm such a cliche.
Maybe she's listening.
If you told me we were going to talk about Taylor Swift today from you two, I would have not guessed that.
And weirdly, I talked about it with the Rojo one too because it was right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. No, I got you.
You brought it up though.
Did I bring up Taylor Swift?
You said, what do you think about her?
Yeah, because you said something about her. And then I said, what do you think about her?
Oh.
This is how it works, dude. She's an earworm. It works in.
We've all
gaslighting.
We've all lost some brain cells, and that is my fault. But you know what? Maybe that's what you come for.
I did
with the parlor.
That's how I come best. Losing brain cells.
Lose some brain cells. Sit with your aunt. She'll make you feel better about yourself because she's such a dum-dum. Well, thanks, Shayna.
No, thank you. This was delightful.
I'm hoping this will come out soonish. Yeah. What do you got? Anything big? Well, Skankfest will both be at Skankfest.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's great. That's great. Do I have
social media and just like your podcast and stuff? Just in case.
Yeah, you can check out the End podcast with Ryan Shannon. Make sure this has been coming up a lot. I've gotten some messages. So it is the End podcast. But you have to put in the End podcast with Ryan Shaner because there's another The End podcast, which stands for Emo's Not Dead. And that's not that podcast.
My gosh.
I understand how if you just put in The End, all of that will come up. And I get it. But you got to put in The End podcast with Ryan Shaner and you can check that out.
Now, have you reached out to them? Are you guys mad at each other? You have each other?
No. Why would I? First off, it's arguing with an emo person is like arguing with a Taylor Swift fan. Why would I put myself through that? Why would I do? I don't care what these men do. I hope they have a million. You? They didn't sue me.
I said, would it?
Oh, what if then I'm getting sued by emo guys? That could be the funniest thing that could ever happen to me. I'd be like, oh my God. You know what I do? I come to court with eyeliner running. Be like,
yeah.
Like I'm gonna be more emo than you. I'm more artsy than you. I go full Taylor Swift.
You would 31. You put up 31 podcasts in a night. You dropped like, 31.
Yeah, I'm not even obsessed with you guys. You
I've already moved on.
Dub's like, listen, man, we gotta leave.
No, dude, I'm telling you, this is a good idea. I'm smart as I am a poet. It's the Dead It's the Parent Society.
The tortured parrot society.
Parrot, and instead of cheeseburger in paradise, it's hot dog in hell. And that's the way it's going to be.
Oh my God. Sad artist
Oh my God. I'm
Jimmy
such a
Buffett
tortured-
would
I'm
be
a
great.
Tortured artist.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Well, Neil, where can everyone find you?
Oh, I'm Neil Wood on all social media. Shana, did you get to say your?
Oh yeah, you can check me out on Instagram on Shaner at Shaner Comedy, ShanerCobbedy. And yeah, you can get the End Podcast with Ryan Shaner wherever you get your podcast from.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I love you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you, baby.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, how you doing? This is Neil Wood, one of the co-owners of Drop 10 Media Network and who helps run Biggest Little Comedy. You can check out all the other stuff we do at drop10.com. We've got podcasts, live comedy shows, and so much more. Go over there, support your favorite podcasts, follow them, subscribe. We appreciate it. Again, we're 100% DIY, just a bunch of creatives trying to make it in this, and give us some feedback. We always enjoy a little feedback. Thanks.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.